purpose. At Georgia's Own, you'll get better rates, fewer and lower fees, and the assurance of knowing that your success is what matters most to us. We have over 30 offices throughout the state to serve you better. So come on in. All Indian fans are welcome to join. Federally insured by NCUA and an equal housing lender.
West Folkestone Auto Supply is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sports. For all of your auto and big truck needs, go by and see Sammy and his staff today. They have everything from lawnmower blades to parts for big rigs and heavy equipment. CarQuest Folkestone Auto Supply is located at 4439 2nd Street in Folkestone, Georgia. For all of your parts and accessories, it's CarQuest Folkestone. Go Indians!
Charlton Electric.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Murray Show. It's Pierce County week. Got the Pierce County Bears coming to town. I'm Adam Bell. I'm with Indians football head coach Russ Murray, Sammy Hendricks. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing fine.
It's good to have you back. Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah.
I was telling Sammy, I think this is the first time we've actually webcasted a ball game in no rain.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna get some Fridays, what I hear. But we'll see. We'll see
how it goes. All right, let's talk about this past Friday for just a minute. I know it was a painful Friday, Coach. Kickoff at 4:30, and after that, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we just got old-fashioned butt whooping in all phases of the game, from coaching all the way down to how we pack, I guess. We had a lot of mistakes, turnovers and missed tackles on defense, and we were playing a quality opponent. I mean, they're like a 9-time state champion in Florida, and they got a real good team this year. They said they needed to mix it up with some of their backs, and they got a couple of good backs. And of course, we gave the game. When you look at the score and after you're looking at the film, it wasn't as bad as the scoreboard was. We gave them everything. We were still in it at halftime. As far as we, not a mistake here, not a mistake there, and you're looking at maybe 14-0, might be 7-0. But it is what it is. I mean, we had our chance and we didn't perform, and we just got to move on. It was a tough one to swallow. Especially if you lose your first one. The kids are on down. But I told them, no need to panic. We met Sunday. We meet with them on Sunday. They come in and watch film, and we talked about it. We licked their wounds, and we said we were moving on from here. We can't talk about it anymore, and that's what we did. Hats off to University Christian. Maybe they woke us up a little bit. Who knows? I mean, we knew. I tell the guys all the time. I still think we're pretty good, but we've yet to do anything. We saw Friday we weren't on an elite level. When universities like they're on the level of like Irwin's been in the past and Brooks been in the past. They're good Class A, AA ball team, whatever in Florida. Florida's different. I guess they're urban, but it is what it is. It's over with, and we got to move on. When I told the guys we just got to grab our bootstraps and let's go over here. And we got 2 more games that are going to be like that. This one Pierce we're fixing to talk about in Dublin. They're going to be kind of rough. Our real season starts on October 7th. We're going to try to get the best we can in the next 2 weeks and find out what we're good at, and that's what we're going to see. I mean, and when we start talking about next week, this week we'll talk about some of the things we're doing.
I hear that, Sammy.
Not to jump, too far ahead into Pierce County yet, but lost this past weekend. You got to me, even bigger game this week against Pierce. Then you go into a bye week. However, you got the teams motivated to be up for this game, knowing you got a bye week coming up before the region play starts.
Well, if they're not motivated to play this week after their performance last week, then I don't know if they need to really be a part of our program. I think they're hungry to show people that. No, we can't say it was a mistake because we got beaten all phases of the game, but we're better than how we played, And I think that's great. We had a great day of practice yesterday. Today was good too, but yesterday it was spirit. It was like it started and it finished. We're still out there for 2 hours, but it was like it was 2 minutes. So as far as motivation and stuff, I've told them we got to get better these next 2 games and this third week. We got 3 weeks to get better because the real season starts when Turner County comes to town. We want to win them. I mean, we want to be 5-1 going into that game. But we could be very well 3-3. But it doesn't matter because when we play Turner October the 7th here, we're 0-0.
Right.
We're 0-0 new season. And the real season. But I think they're motivated to play this week. And I like a team that's self-motivated. I haven't had to throw too many flyers, and it's pretty neat the way we do it nowadays. We don't have to send flyers. I can just shoot them a Google Doc or a text or something like that. I haven't had to shoot. I'm going to start shooting them because I've got things lined up for them, but I ain't had to do that. They came out there yesterday on their own, and they really got after it.
Good. Looking at last week's game, bad weather conditions, not going to make an excuse of that being why we, I guess, played so poorly on both sides of the ball. But you had a lot of things happen. One of the biggest things is we couldn't get a snap off. A lot of low snaps, a lot of high snaps. Had to go to the Wildcat a couple of times there, with Jalen in the backfield.
Right.
Any changes made with that going on, or is that something that we just got to work on and hope the dry weather will be better for us there?
We made some changes, and that's all I'll say about that. We made some changes, and you'll be able to get it from the get-go. I mean, Tyler Harris, our center, he's a first-year starter, and it's a lot of stuff to be, a varsity game as a sophomore. It's a lot of stuff on a senior too. We were playing an elite team now. We're playing team. There's several of those boys that already have offers to the D1 schools. I think the quarterback was being, coddled by FSU a little bit, and I think he may end up at Florida. I don't know if you know that, but he's so we're talking about some Power 5 guys we were playing against, and a couple of those defensive linemen they'll be playing at places, and that team, I'll hand it all again to University. They didn't take us lightly, even though we've been down for several years. I mean, that right at the beginning, they said, "Coach, you're gonna take it easy on us." I said, "What are you talking about? You're UC." So we never beat y'all though. And so they had a motivation that we couldn't stop. They something they had never done at University Christian, all that great history they have and things, and sure they surely got it done Friday afternoon for sure. But we have made some changes to answer your question, and we've addressed some stuff, and because we sat down as coaches and we said, we need to find out what we're best at the next 3 weeks. We're going to keep some stuff. Mm-hmm. We're going to add some stuff. And we'll get rid of some stuff and maybe come up with some stuff in the next 3 weeks. But, I told the coaches and I got Kevin Stevenson, who runs my offense, Joe Higgins runs the defense. I said, whatever it is, we need to find out what we're good at, and that's what we're going to do. And they said, we're on the same page, Coach. And we all got on the same page Sunday, and the kids came in, and we're getting on the same page, with them this week. And there's still some things that we're going to change here and there, and things that we're going to tweak. But there's some stuff we're going to throw away. We're trying some stuff. It doesn't work, it'll be gone. Right. We got what we got, and we're going to do what we can do. Just try to win today with that for
Gotcha.
Sure.
On that note, Coach, when we're going into the West Nassau game, you and I, we talked about the energy with kids around the practice, with those changes and everything you're just talking about. How's the energy with the kids over there?
Well, this week it's been well. We go back to last week, and it started us being off on Labor Day. We had some kids roll in late to film Monday morning, and it was overslept. Well, I don't care. Get here. Some didn't come, and we had that going, and we could just tell from Monday on. We lost that day. I tell them all the time about winning the day, so you win tomorrow, and we lost that Monday, and we probably lost that game Friday, Monday. But this week it's been a turn. Like I said, Sunday we talked to them, and it's tough, man. It felt like 2019 when I walked around and walked across that field and shook those coaches' hands, 33-0 thumping, man, it's like we went back in time. But, and so I had to, as the leader of this bunch, I had to, what am I going to do? Quit? No, so I just had to suck it up all day Saturday and think about things, what I wanted to talk about the coaches back. We met Sunday and we try to turn things around, and we got that. We licked their wounds, like I said, Sunday and got them back up on their feet and said, hey, this is not over with, And I'll tell y'all, I wouldn't trade this team for the University of Alabama or University of Georgia's team. These are my boys. I've watched them grow up and be the young men they are now. I want them to just be confident, not cocky, but confident in what they can do, and we'll see what this thing pans out. I still think we're going to have a great year. I told them at the end of the year, wherever it ends, I don't want to look at a bunch of crying faces. They may be doing that, but I want to know, look in your face, and I can see that you did everything you could do, and I'm going to be okay with that as a coach, and they need to be okay with that as players and teammates too. So we're to get back to what you were saying, we had, like I said yesterday, may have been our best day of practice that we've had. We jumped around, and it only lasted, it seemed like 2 minutes, but like I said that earlier, we just had a great time out there, and they weren't wanting to take water breaks. I said, we got to, guys, but good Lord's blessed with this cool weather the last couple of days. It has been awesome. I said, no, you got to get your water, and they did do that, and and it's things are good.
I know a lot of people think last Friday's the end of the world. We're 3-1. It's not the end of the world.
Well,
you know what I mean? I've never understood the fan base here. We're so spoiled.
Well, we expect to win here. That's something Coach Mack put in the tradition here, and it's been ingrained in us. And I like that, and we went through that. We've been through that tough spell here the last several years, but we still expect to win when we step on the field. And when you don't do it, you kind of let down. And I had to make sure in that locker room, of course, I couldn't talk on the field anyway. It was still pouring down rain, and the other team was coming on. I got in the locker room. I told them, I said, it's not over, and I'm glad the fans expect that. No, it's not over. And just support the boys, and like I told you last week, these next 3 opponents, which we have 2 left, they're going to be 2 of the toughest teams we play. We may not see. As good as University Christian was last week, we're going to see a better opponent this week with Pierce. They're AAA, maybe the number 1 or 2 team in the state. They've won a state championship recently. That running back, which he's their quarterback. They wildcat all the time. He's their workhorse, and you'll see why, and we just got to do what we do, try to win today, I guess, everything we can do to do it.
Well, we talked about that a few weeks ago about the schedule. It's essentially 2 seasons. You got the non-region, and then you got what counts in that region schedule, and you scheduled tough like you have to prepare us for that region.
But there's 2 ways you can do that. You want the kids to be successful, and that really, when I went into schedule, I'm looking, I said, my gosh, every one of these teams can just beat us down, But I said, and then again, I said, but we're to the point where we could play with these guys so we could beat a lot of them. Jeff Davis made their runs the last couple of years, and Yulee, oh my gosh, I don't know how they did last weekend, but, they went after they played us, they went down to Titusville and beat a team. They're good, and as I look through it, we're going to play a tough schedule, and that should have us prepared for things in the region. But you know how Region 2A is, and I know we lost Irwin and Clinch. It's still going to be, it's up for grabs this year, but it's glad to be a battle tested going into it than not knowing. If we're undefeated going in, what do we do when we see some adversity? Well, we got adversity now. We're going to see what we're made of. Battle through these next 2 weeks and go on from there for sure.
Because those Clinch and Turners are not going to lay over.
No, they're not.
Gotta be
No,
prepared.
definitely not.
Sammy?
Coach, looking at that, throughout the whole ball game, saw several players hobbling off the field, limping off. How are we injury-wise? And we noticed, pregame that Jalen King wasn't dressed out, and the co-players hobbled it off during the ball game. How are we injury-wise?
Well, King's going to be out for a little bit. He's got a little. I got something from the doctor today, but he'll be out. But he may be back Friday. But he just can't practice. Now he's supposed to get something from the doctor in the next day or two, hopefully tomorrow, but we'll see. And it's positive our way. But and Hayden Rogers, he busted his finger up pretty bad, and he went and X-rays were negative, and it hurt. It was in a lot of pain, but up until the point we left the field house Friday, he was going to play. But he told me Friday, I don't think I can go. Well, okay, you can't go, so we'll just have to next man up and just try to see. And a Friday too, having him not in there because he's our work dog in the offensive line because he does a lot of communication. I would say he's our best offensive lineman because he brings the communication and the play in. Mm-hmm. We got some other guys that have probably played just as well, but they don't communicate to the others, not the leader type. And we really missed him a lot being on offense, and he also would help Tyler out with the blocks, from guard. So Tyler was kind of left alone. So maybe that was wrong with the snaps, but we should have everybody back, Hayden included. His finger's feeling a little bit better, and hopefully we'll have everybody back.
Okay.
So we hopefully be 100% Friday night.
Hopefully.
All right. Coach, you want to take a quick break? We'll get our thoughts together, and then we'll be right back.
All right, that's good.
All right, we'll be right back on the Coach Murray Show right after this.
Higgins never calls me. Let's see what he wants.
Now serving Charlton and surrounding counties. With over 20 years experience in both commercial and residential services, our electricians can meet your needs. We offer installation on whole house generators, service upgrades, mobile home services, troubleshooting, ceiling fan and light fixture installations, and much more. Call us today for an estimate at 912-276-7661.
For nearly 20 years, Georgia's electric membership cooperatives have made Friday night football electrifying. As the official energy provider of the GHSA, Georgia's EMCs are proud to support high school athletics in the communities we serve, standing behind every hike, every completed pass, and every team celebration. Because we know that today's high school athletes are tomorrow's local leaders. Georgia's EMCs.
Chemours has done a really good job with inclusion, hiring people from all different backgrounds and walks of life.
Women do work out in the plants, that we're not just administrators. Process technology is something you can do. Being a maintenance technician is something you can do.
It's open for everyone, even if you don't have experience.
We're going to train you.
There's definitely room for advancement.
The opportunities are there.
Okefenokee Sports.
All right, welcome back to the Coach Murray Show. Coach, we got Pierce County coming in Friday. A few years ago, I know back in, I think it was 2016, we went up there for a scrimmage. It felt nothing like a scrimmage and everything like a playoff game to me. That place was packed up there. You expecting that kind of atmosphere?
I expect them to bring a good crowd. They support their boys for sure, and I think they're like 4-0. So, and they're top ranked second. I've seen them the polls both ways in AA and I keep saying AAA, but they're AA this year. Yeah, I see it being a good game for us. We kind of not really fought their athletic, but we really they wanted the home game, but we wanted it too because we took one of our home games to play over in Brunswick last week, and I would have been, man, this is a good game to have at home. I expected to bring a crowd, so I hope everybody that we have in Folkestone all the way down to Moniac shows up, or Race Pond to Moniac, Winoka, whatever, north end to south end, they show up so we can kind of counteract their crowd.
It's going to be a huge crowd Friday night. Sammy brought it up to me during the Braves game earlier. It's rec night, youth night Friday night as well, so this place is going to be packed.
Yeah, it's always good to have the little kids that are playing here and seeing what goes on. I've in the past since I've done it, I've allowed the older kids, up. we even have our junior high. I got to tell Coach Kraft that our junior high let them come in the locker room before the game to see what goes on, and it's a good experience for them. I hope it is, and they have a lot of fun, and I think our guys like it too because they actually see that there are little kids that is computer. They look up to them, and they can actually see it for real. That they do look up to me because I tell them all the time that, and I hope they could have a good time watching us get steal one from those Bears.
I know the kids love it. They look forward to that stuff. Sammy?
Coach, I'm just going to kind of beat a dead horse again because I get text messages and calls about it all the time, and I'm sure you and Adam and everybody else does too. Ticket-wise, we do accept cash money at the gates here and the GoFan as well. The two ways to get into ball games. It's still the same way.
Still the same way, and if I was doing it, I did the ticket to go buy the ticket with cash because you pay less. But you also, when you go fan, you got it and you just real convenient walk in if you don't mind paying that extra $1. I mean, it's $1, but you go and boom, pay it and you're done. But that's how you do it.
Okay. I told Adam, y'all must have heard us talking the last home game we had. We was missing the C on the midfield out there, and we got it back out there tonight, and that's good to see.
Well, if you remember our last home game, it was raining the day before, and that little C out there doesn't look like it takes a lot of work. If you notice, it's a lot smaller in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But Coach Graham, our softball, baseball / art teacher extraordinaire, that is a talented man, and I'm glad you brought that up so I could thank him. I hope he can hear this. But he did that thing on his planning block the other day in about an hour and a half. Now, he didn't color it all the way in. He had it halfway, and he came over here yesterday afternoon. He said, I couldn't stand it because I knew it was not done, and he filled it in, and I think it looks pretty sporty. And Ellie was all on me about it. She said she wanted that C when Coach Graham, he looked out for us. And, Coach Graham, if you're hearing this, I really appreciate not only that, but everything you do for us. He drives the bus for us when I need an extra driver, and he's all about this school, and great guy. And one day we need to get him to sing the national anthem with the band because he does a heck of a job with that. I know y'all hear him during the softball games, the baseball games, but
every game. Yep.
And he can paint now. He do anything. He brought me. He's got 3D printers in his art room, and he brought me these things. I didn't want to touch them because they looked that real, like a lizard, and neat little things he had going on. He just amazes me about how talented he is, and if we can see it through the camera now. Everybody that's tuned in, it looks good, and it's been played on, so we'll paint it up and we'll go from there. But I'm glad you mentioned that, Sammy, and I appreciate it again, Coach Graham.
And now that he started that, he's opened a can of worms. Now we're going to expect senior night with the senior numbers in there and all that.
Well, I don't know if I can get because you talking about he was supposed to have a game tonight, and he worked all that into his schedule, and I can't thank him enough. And and then he'd gladly do if he's got the time.
Coach got Friday night. You can get tickets on GoFan and or at the gate.
That's right.
Friday night. So, but the school. Dusty and the school board or the athletic department strongly encouraging GoFan.
Yeah, it's easier to do as far as you don't have to wait in line. You just boom, show it and go. I guess that's how it works. I've only had to do it up at the state baseball championship, because I got a pass or whatever, but I had to buy a ticket when I went up there because I had more than one person with me. But it's pretty easy. Just show it and you go. That's it.
You don't have to stand in line and walk right through the gate.
That's right.
Just walk right through the gate. Anything else, gentlemen, before we head out?
Well, I hope everybody can make it Friday. Everybody can make it. These guys, we're gonna try to turn things around and whatever voice you have yelling, I think that may help because we got to do everything we can to do what.
Win today.
That's right.
And Pierce Cannon's going to bring a bunch, so we got to be louder than they are.
I mean, it's going to be it's a huge challenge, and I'd rather have it than playing a junior high team. Where some junior high teams we couldn't beat out there in this country, but I mean, I'd rather have a good team at home in the Swamp, Champ Bailey Field, than for our second game of the season here, than not. I'd love to have a huge crowd. Band playing, I can't think of anything better for sure.
Oh, and we will be back on our YouTube channel Friday night. We will not be on NFHS Friday night. So we'll be back on YouTube this Friday night. All right?
And yeah, just to verify real quick, JV goes to Camden tomorrow, correct, at 5 o'clock?
Yes,
Is that still on?
JV, and they playing at 5:30. We got it moved
5:30,
back.
okay.
I asked Coach Aaron if we can move it back just to help us out with the travel, and we're gonna play at 5:30, and we'll play over there just at Chris Gilman Stadium there at the high school, and then Friday we're here
Friday, tomorrow at Camden.
at Camden. That's
At
right.
Camden. And the Maidens, I should mention, the Maidens are on the road, Turner County
Tomorrow, Arlie.
All right. All right, y'all have a great night, everybody. Thank you for watching Braves football and the Coach Murray Show right here on CSN.
Appreciate it, fellas.